exhibited
in a coop.
Okay.
For some time because they had to acclimatize themselves with the church environment so they don't run away. The one who was supposed to be in charge of them came reporting them to me. That pastor, these birds won't step out. Fifi.
They won't step out of the coop.
They won't step out of the coop. And he has opened the gate, but they won't step out. They've been there for 3 weeks.
And not stepping out.
No. And these are not just small birds. They are grown birds.
Okay.
I got one that was almost fully grown.
Okay.
And they were grown. I mean, grown birds. And they are interesting. I love to watch them. I love, yesterday night, after Sunsumunzem, I went to stand by, watching and enjoying their sights and just warming my heart and spirit with them.
You were watching the theater.
Now, watch what happened here. So, around afternoon, that was Monday afternoon, I went to stand by the coop and I called Pastor Philo and I called Sheriff and I called the security because they are actually security birds, both physically and spiritually. So we started having a conversation. I'm like, who's been feeding them?
The birds.
Because they were supposed to have some feed. And I showed them a particular plant they should give them.
Okay.
They were giving them that plant, but they were not giving them the actual bird feed that they were supposed to receive. And additionally, they are supposed to eat greens. So as we're talking and we're engaging, I now decided that we should move the birds from where they are to another section of the corridor on our compound, way very far away. I mean, from the administration and then to the front part of the auditorium so that it becomes part of the beautification of the compound. People would love to come to church and see them and all of that. Could you believe that when we're talking, these birds would from time to time stretch and look at us and turn. Stretch and look at us and turn. And I was concerned because they had been in the cage. So I thought something was wrong. And I decided that let me finish with the space I'm creating for them. And next week, the guy that I bought the birds from, I was going to get in touch with him to let him come over and see if there was anything wrong. But the birds were healthy.
Okay.
So what is wrong? These birds, Fifi, had been in this cage or in this coop for 3 weeks already.
Not stepping out.
They won't step out. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm even told that the one that cleans the coop will go in there. And when the person is sweeping, they will go to one side and allow the person to sweep and dust it. They won't step out. So we stood by them and had this conversation. By evening, the birds had stepped out. So I saw them walking on the compound. I was so excited, so happy about them. And they were walking around the car park. So I came out screaming, now why they be who opened them? Who opened them? Sherry says he doesn't know. He just saw them walking on the compound here. By evening, Fifi, they had migrated to the very spot we had created for them.
Interesting. On their own.
On their own. Watch this. Yesterday night, Monday night, they never returned to the coop. They are now sleeping at the very place I said we should take them.
Without any intervention.
No intervention.
No one led them there.
No one led them there. As a group, they moved. And it's, see the administration and look at the small gate. They migrated. And
all of them went there.
All of them. And that's where they are now. Nobody carried them. Nobody moved them. My friend, we're a spectacle.
Interesting.
We sometimes think that the things around us don't hear us. The trees don't hear us. The water. But as I watched them yesterday, I just couldn't stop taking my eyes off them. You see, I even went inside yesterday and watched them through the windows. I was just observing them. I'm like, what is it about? Somebody would probably, if you understand how these goods respond. Otherwise, Sally, somebody is listening to us. Something is watching us. the trees. Sometimes we think that we are the only ones communicating.
Yes.
And that nobody is hearing us. We are the only people who can speak to each other. And so that's where it ends. No, these birds made me know. No. Somebody is listening in on us. Because in their migration, from where they left to the very spot. And interestingly, I had to move men to that place to show them that this is the place I'm talking about that we should use. These birds
and even when you move them there, it's not like that was not in the presence of the birds.
No. The birds
because
were
the discussion
not there.
had gone on in front of the birds.
And
you moved them
and so I
to
told
that
them,
location.
in the first day, I was like, oh, let's plant some grass to keep it, and let's create a pool here for them. And then finally, who even came to say that we should move them there? I think it was, how do we call it? Old soldier.
Okay.
Who said that, no, he thinks that we should bet. I said, okay, let's go.
Okay.
So we go there. And I'm like, yes, this place is better.
This is better for
so
them.
let's use this place. Let's have them here. The birds were not, they didn't follow us to hear that this is where we're taking them.
But then they moved there on their own.
On their own by evening. They had been in the cage or
for
in the
3 weeks.
3 weeks
without
not
even
out.
stepping out of the coop.
Anybody forcing them out, they won't step out. I came in there, had a conversation, and I said that these birds know their owners. These animals, these birds, they know their owners. It's interesting how when I was driving, the donkeys will come, greet, be down there. When the donkey sees me, it will just lift itself, won't move. Listen, they may not speak, but they hear us. We are actually a spectacle unto the world. And if these birds can hear us, then I want you to know that the angels are actually around us. And their presence, he says that we are made a spectacle unto the world and to angels and to men.
To men.
The word of God actually says that they love to study the church. And in the studying of the church, they are looking for the manifold wisdom of God as expressed by the church. Once you are a believer, once you are born again, you have this centrality around you that may always have it on your mind. And for me, the experience may just look like it was just one of those things. It wasn't. It was remarkable to me, making me know that everything around me is listening in, is watching. Hey, Bibi Shawo. And he said, to the intent that now, unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church the manifold wisdom of God.